This is not the channel you're looking for. No, I'm totally kidding. This is. Whew, it gets hot in that helmet. What is going on, guys? Let's wait for a couple more people to join, and then we're going to get this rolling. All right. Let's do this, people. What's going on? Christian is, unfortunately, he's busy tonight, so he couldn't join me. Obviously, Thanksgiving week, it's really busy for everybody. So he just wasn't able to do it tonight. So I'm going to be doing it. So you're stuck with me. Well, you're not really stuck with me. I mean, technically you can leave, but that would be a mistake because I have something pretty special for you guys later on. And I cannot wait to show you what I have right here. You're going to have to wait till the end of the episode, though. Let's wait for a couple more people to join here. And because obviously Christian isn't here with me tonight, you're going to have to hold tight with me on the comments, but I do have them right here. So I will be able to answer all your guys' questions as soon as we get towards the end. So let's give it about another 15, 20 seconds and see if anybody else is going to be joining us tonight. I know it's Thanksgiving week, so everybody's probably busy the night before, probably making their turkeys and all that, so I'm not expecting it to be super busy. I hope you guys had a great week, and I hope you all enjoyed the last episode of Mando just as much as I did, because that was fantastic. I loved it. They keep raising the bar every single time, and that's what we're really going to be breaking down today. We have a couple of announcements as far as product releases, so we'll get to those once we get officially rolling here. But in the meantime, feel free to drop some of your thoughts of last episode in the chat. I'd love to see what you guys are thinking. Here, I want to make sure you guys can hear me too. Let's see. We good? Can you see me? All right, we're going to get started here. So here we go. All right. Time to announce some of the new products that they released this week. So first off, get a cardboard cutout of Christian and put it next to you. There you go. That's a good compromise. Although I'm using a laptop, so I don't know. It'd be hard for us to both get into the shot here, even if I did have a cardboard cutout of him. So that's not going to work. Hey, what's going on? All right. Getting a few more people in through here. So I was just getting ready to start off our show like we usually do. We're going to start by some of the new announcements that they have for Mando Monday. I think as far as announcements like in products go, this was probably the most underwhelming week, but yes. Sorry, I didn't really think that one through yet, but maybe I'll think of it next time whenever I have to do this alone. But don't worry, guys. Don't worry. We'll figure something out. Maybe we can just Photoshop him in here too. That'd be nice. Christian, when you watch this, dude, you're getting a lot of love already. See, you know what? I'm not wearing the tank top like you do, bro. So we're not getting as much attention. It's all about you, bro. All right. So there's a rumor out there for products. If you guys like the Star Wars Mission Fleet series, supposedly they're going to be adding Bo-Katan in there. And we all know now with what do you mean the Trouble on Tatooine got released? Yeah, you got to flex with muscles, bro. Oh, okay. You're not going to be able to see him, but all right. I'm going to have to monitor the chat after this because otherwise I'm just going to get distracted. So, Bo-Katan. Yes, they did release the Legos, the new stuff, the Tatooine set. Now, that is going to be pretty cool for you guys that are Lego collectors. I know I posted some stuff of that on our story on our Instagram. So that's going to be really cool. I think it's got a January of 2021 or spring of 2021 release. So, yeah. So, apparently Christian has joined the chat now. Christian, bro, I thought you were busy. So here we go. So, again, there's rumor that Bo-Katan, they might be doing a mission fleet of her. So that one obviously might be pretty dang cool. And they're also doing, with Star Wars Black Series, they announced the re-release of the carbonized Mando. So that's pretty cool. Originally, that was exclusive to Target. And now they have, I think, posted it on like Amazon, Entertainment Earth, all of those, favorite retail sites for collectors. You can go check that out. If it's not already sold out, I'm not sure. I would go and get that pre-ordered if you missed it the first time. Definitely go and get it the second time. Columbia, the company that makes all the shirts and a lot of fishing gear. They actually just released their own Mandalorian wave. So they made more of like a winter jacket. They made a child one for kids, and then they made a Mando one for men or just any adult that wants to wear them. So that would be pretty cool. My in-laws live up north, so whenever I go to visit them during like this time of year for Christmas, I might have to get me that because I don't have any winter coats. I mean, living in Florida, obviously, I'm not going to have many winter clothes. So I do have a lot of hoodies, and I know I tend to wear those a lot on our live streams here. But that's pretty cool. And then the Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian Deluxe, that is a Target exclusive as well. Target gets all the good exclusives. They are now hitting stores, but it's street dated till December 1st. So if you see it and you want to get it, unfortunately, you're going to have to wait till December 1st. Target's really good about trying to crack the whip down as far as release dates go. So be on the lookout for that. The Remnant Trooper is also, again, another Target exclusive for the Black Series line. That will be releasing this Sunday, guys. So if you didn't get your pre-orders in, make sure, go check it out. You're going to have to go to your local Target, probably get up early and see maybe if they have it. Message me either on Cody's Collectibles on Instagram, or you can message me, message Christian too. I'm sure he knows. There's a couple things. Yeah, the DPCI. If you need a DPCI to get those from the back to give to a Target employee so they can grab those from the back for you, we'll make sure to give that to you, that number. So, and finally, this one was kind of a shocker. I was surprised to see this drop first. They dropped, guys, the Hot Toys Beskar Mando with the child. They dropped them. Now in Hong Kong, they are officially selling them at retail stores. And so usually sideshows around a month or two later, but like Toys Wonderland, for example, they're stationed in Hong Kong. So you can buy it directly from that site. Right now, it's in stock. If you want it that bad, then you probably want to go to Toys Wonderland. Just know you're going to have to pay an extra $100, $200 when it's all said and done. So you might be better off waiting for the sideshow release. I know I am. But that was really cool, and that was a big surprise. So take it from somebody who is selling a lot of my Marvel Hot Toys so that I can really just almost focus solely on Star Wars collecting. So that's it for releases, guys. I know, again, Christian's the big Lego guy. I'm not really like super into the Legos, so he's usually the one that's most up to date with a lot of the Lego releases or announcements. So if I missed anything, I apologize, but don't worry. He'll be back next week to cover anything I missed as far as Legos go. So just a few $100. Yeah, no big deal. No big deal. I mean, for those who have deep pockets, sure. I'm not quite at that point in my life yet, but maybe soon, hopefully. Alrighty, in other related news, Disney news, we have a couple of, really one big announcement that I wanted to bring up, and that is the return of Fast Passes, guys, has been officially announced for Walt Disney World Resort. Those will be going back January 1st of 2021, so at the very beginning of next year. I'm sure we can all agree that 2020 has been a very long year, but needless to say, this was the first good news we've gotten. Hopefully the next will be a new COVID vaccine so we can just end this virus once and for all. And just a reminder, next week, guys, next week's Galaxy's Edge time. So I'm going to be going live both on Instagram and on YouTube while I'm in Galaxy's Edge. That's going to be awesome. I'm super pumped. I'm hoping to run into those Ahsoka lightsabers because I really want them. Maybe Dooku's. There's a couple others. I think, I don't know if they've officially hit there or if they've hit stores, if they're sold out. We'll have to see if I get lucky. But I will be there. I'll be there with my buddy Mike. He will be filling in for Christian, at least for the second segment when we're in Galaxy's Edge. He's awesome. He's actually got his own YouTube channel, and he'll share a little bit about that when he's on with me next week. But yeah, so we will be doing our regular scheduled program on Thursday night. Christian and I will be. But then I'm going to be doing, I should say, a second. And that's going to be when we're in Galaxy's Edge in Orlando with my buddy Mike. Mike's Mashups is his YouTube name. So his basically specializes in, he's a big collector like me, and his YouTube basically specializes in some cool food mashups. So it's kind of fun, especially when you eat some kind of exotic foods. We're thinking of maybe doing, just a little spoiler alert, we're thinking of maybe doing a Galaxy's Edge Mike's Mashups. So it's going to be a C2's Cantina, Mike's Mashups, cross out. But yeah, so you guys can look forward to that. And you'll be getting more announcements, as the week goes on. So, and by the way, happy early Thanksgiving to everybody. As hard as this year has been, I just wanted to take a moment to just say, I love everybody that's, even though it's so early on in our channel, that is tuned in, that has been, really involved and passionate, whether it's in the chat, whether it's subscribing, liking pictures on it. It's really awesome, and it's really helpful for us so that we can get our name out there and we can make this thing bigger. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody watching. And the biggest piece of advice, especially in a year like this, that I can give you is just to take a step back and amidst the chaos that has been 2020, to remind yourself what you have in your life that you should be thankful for, whether that's, your family. And I love collecting as much as I'm sure a lot of you guys do, but that stuff is so temporary in this world. And so just remember that at the end of the day, we have so much more, even in the midst of everything going on, to be thankful for, like our families, our friends, the people that care most about us. So have a good time with them tomorrow. Eat a lot of food. Stuff yourself full. And so with that, I move into the meat of the discussion tonight. And that is last episode. Is it just me, or do they keep raising the bar on this? I mean, seriously, do Jon Favreau, the directors, again, we have separate directors in every episode. So between these directors and Jon Favreau, I got to be honest, they continue to raise the bar. And that's something that I felt like lacked last season. So if you want to hear my early review of this season, I think it blows last season away by a long shot. And that's including the episode that we all know that Christian and I knock, which is with the Frog Lady. But, it's awesome. It really is. And it's giving us the content that we love. Fans, passionate Star Wars fans, are eating this alive, right? I could be wrong. I could just be speaking for myself. But you guys can tell me in the chat if you disagree. I love hearing different opinions, but this is some good stuff, guys. So I was right last week when we were on with Christian. They did not tease Ahsoka at the end of that episode. In fact, they teased something that nobody really even saw coming. They teased Dark Troopers. Now, if any of you guys don't know, and I don't really know a ton about Dark Troopers, those were those black-looking stormtroopers that were in the background when they showed Moff Gideon at the very end. So hopefully you guys watched before you guys came on. Hopefully you watched the last episode from last week. Because if you didn't, this is going to be huge spoilers. But they teased the Dark Troopers. The Dark Troopers, I believe, were part of Star Wars canon back in the 90s. So I guess that would be considered pre-Disney era. But a lot of people who do know about them are freaking out over this. I think personally, after I looked it up a little bit, it could be really badass. But needless to say, even though they didn't tease Ahsoka, they did tease the Dark Troopers. There was a lot of action from almost the beginning of this episode to the end. With the return to Cara Dune, Greef Karga, that made for, some old memories that we got towards the end of last season, and it really carried that momentum into this when they went back on Navarro. I thought Baby Yoda was just his absolute cutest, probably, I think, the cutest episode that they've had of him so far. The fact that they have him go to school, that's something even my wife, who isn't a big Star Wars fan, really appreciated. So that was really cool to see. I loved what they did with Baby Yoda. They did a lot of good stuff, or I should say the child, to be more PC. And the fact that they still kind of revisited that remnants of the Empire, going back to Navarro in this last episode, that made it even better. And we got to see more of the Imperial transporter, which was awesome when Cara Dune got to drive that all around. And you have TIE fighters shooting at her. That to me was just so Star Wars at its best. It really was. There was not a dull moment of this. And we just so happened to bring up cloning and Baby Yoda, or the child's whole purpose in this series. And lo and behold, like, I don't know, Christian and I sometimes must just have like a magic ball, like a crystal ball to look into. But how ironic is it that we brought that up and they literally started to break that down and give us hints at how Palpatine and Snoke became to be right in this last episode? Come on. Like, just freaking awesome. You know, one thing I thought that was really cool too was they did a good job at the end foreshadowing Cara Dune's lineage. This is something we've talked about a little bit before. And obviously the in-depth discussion will have to be saved for next week. But Christian has also made a lot of points on this. It's something that I've begun to kind of look at least from what I think. And Cara Dune, she clearly has some lineage to somebody we've met before. I mean, I don't believe that they would tease her and go more into her depth of her character as much as they're beginning to if she didn't have a bigger play in this whole Star Wars story. So I'm really going to be interested to see what they do with that. You know, a couple of things that, it was nice to see Moff Gideon, by the way, at the end. You know, not just seeing the transmission that they had in the 3rd episode of this season, but also getting to see the fact that, you know, he was there and they're getting ready to have basically a rematch of last season's season finale. We're getting ready for a big fight. And these Dark Troopers, assuming that is what they are, clearly are going to play a big part in trying to take Mando down. So all I can say is get ready for more action in this next episode. I mean, we know that it's only a matter of time before we meet Ahsoka, and that's most likely going to be in this next episode. By the way, from what I've read, this episode is rumored to be called The Jedi. So if that is true, then we know it's settled. This is where we're going to see Ahsoka. Could this be fulfilling my prediction from earlier on in our first episode, where I said that Ahsoka and Moff Gideon will duel? Could this be? Could this be the episode that we get that? Could it not be? Could I be off? I don't know. We'll see. Could this be the way that Ahsoka dies, maybe at the hands of Moff Gideon? I hope not. I really hope not. Maybe I'm just kind of like looking at this from a outlandish perspective, but gosh, like, I don't know, man. Something big, aside from us getting ready to see Ahsoka, something big is going to drop. Now, I've heard, and Christian told me this was true as well, they have released the plot details for this next episode. It's been leaked. For all those leakers out there, I shake my head because you're going to ruin it for us. So I didn't even bother, as tempted as I was, to go look at these leaks because I didn't want anything to be ruined. I really don't. I mean, if that happens, I feel like it's going to kind of take the wind out of this next episode's wings. And at that point, it's like, it'll be fun to watch, but I'll already know what happens. So I didn't want to read that, nor did I want to bring it onto this chat with you guys, because if I did, it'd ruin it for you guys. I like the speculation up until we actually find out. So, in a nutshell, get hyped for Ahsoka in this next episode, guys. We are going to have some toe-to-toe action, I think. I could be wrong, but I can't imagine they bring Ahsoka into this. They tease Moff Gideon at the end, tracking, the Razor Crest, and then Moff Gideon says, well, we'll be ready. They'll be ready to take them on. Now, if you're going to tell me you're not teasing some epic 5th episode of the season, then something's up. And that's pretty much it. I mean, listen, it's tough to go into much more detail. There have been so many times that we have been both right and wrong that sometimes it's just hard. It's hard to tell what they're going to do. I mean, we're going to see a lot of stuff. We're going to see a lot of shit go down, for lack of a better term. Hopefully it's this next episode, but it could be the next one. Needless to say, we're all going to be watching in anticipation. So because Christian, my worthy apprentice, just kidding, my fellow Jedi, whatever you want to call him, the guy with the muscles, without him here, or at least another person, there's not much more in conversation we can go into as far as this next episode of Mando. I kind of like that too, because it's going to leave everybody to think, what do I think? Like, it's going to leave you guys to make up your own minds. What do you think is going to happen in this next episode? Do you think we're going to see a duel between Moff Gideon and Ahsoka? Do you think we're going to see, maybe a slower paced episode? Who knows? Maybe they could throw that in there. And then the episode afterward, are we going to get Ahsoka for the rest of the season? I want you guys to think about that. And then when Christian's back with me next Thursday, we're going to break it down. We're going to go into a lot of conversation about it. And, I can't wait to see that. And now, because it's Thanksgiving week and everybody is busy, I wanted to keep this conversation fairly short. But aside from reviewing last week's episode of Mando and looking ahead, I have something so special for you guys today. And I wanted to do it live because I thought that this would be really fun to do. This is going to be my first time seeing this in person. Ladies and gentlemen, it was perfect timing that I got this in the mail today. Literally, like 4 hours before this live stream, I got it in the mail. And so we are going to do a live unboxing. And if you guys didn't see my post or you didn't see the first 5 seconds of this video, I foreshadowed it. So we have this, and then we have this. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Incinerator Trooper Hot Toy. I have been waiting for this to come through. Been waiting for it to come in the mail for some time. By say sometime, I mean a week. But seriously, when I saw this release, I could not wait to get my hands on this, nor could I wait to open it. So guys, let's unbox this thing. This is my first unboxing, let alone my first live unboxing. So you guys get to experience this with me, and I'm so happy you do. So right off the bat, Hot Toys always does a great job. Obviously, there's everybody that, took part in creating this entire figure, all the art that goes into it. I'm going to adjust this camera so you guys can see this better. You're going to see less of my face and hopefully more of this figure. And then, we have the front, which what they're doing with the Mandalorian figures especially, I don't know what it is. I love this. As simple as it is, I love this little strip they're doing with a lot of the Mandalorian figures. I could be wrong. They might have done it with some of the other figures outside of the Mandalorian, but I really like this little orange that they do. And, they have the Star Wars, almost like a metallic look, and then the name of the Hot Toy or the character. So let's unbox this thing. It's not very heavy, which is good. But, this thing is quite a specimen. Wow. I mean, this artwork is just, I want to know what kind of camera they use to take some of these pictures, because this is just fantastic. I mean, all around, like, so fantastic. And I've never usually, when I buy Hot Toys, kept a lot of the box, but this is just, I might have to start keeping these because, like, if you're a Star Wars fan or just a fan of art, You gotta love what they do here. Excuse the lighting, by the way. This is my kitchen table. So if it's not the best lighting, I do apologize. But again, you'll learn as you go, especially since this is my first live unboxing. Wow. This is fantastic. Like, I'm kind of speechless with the paint apps on this. And take it from somebody who collects Hot Toys on the regular, this is a really nice. And normally I'm not a huge fan of army building the Stormtroopers in both Black Series or Hot Toys. But damn, this is fantastic. So let me show you some of the accessories before I take the figure out of the box here. So it looks like it comes with 4 sets of hands. I should say 6, including the ones that are on him. But it looks like you have a couple of different hands right there. You have 2 hands for holding the blasters, 1 open hand, and then 2 that are making kind of like a fist, which is really cool. And what's just so amazing about Hot Toys, and I'll show you kind of more of a close-up here, is they don't miss a beat on the detail. They really don't. If you notice, obviously you have the Remnant Troopers who they're remnants of the Empire, so their uniforms look naturally worn. But if you're watching The Mandalorian and you're one of those people like me who's looking at all the detail, you'll see that the Incinerator Trooper had a very similar look. And so they don't miss a beat on this. I don't know. It's going to be probably kind of hard for you to see. Yeah, it's going to be a little hard for you to see. You might be able to see it just a tad. They honestly put some awesome little paint apps right there that make it look like they just fell down in the grass or in the mud or something. And that is badass. Honestly, that is so badass. All right. Now, let's take out this awesome freaking, I don't know what you'd call it, gasoline tank maybe? I was going to call it a jetpack, but clearly it's not. This is like the gasoline tank that fuels the gun that shoots the fire out. But folks, come on. That's so cool. This is actually I thought it was going to be a little heavier. This is a pretty hollow piece. If any of you guys have ever bought a Hot Toy or you've held one, some figures are much heavier than others, but they're all very valuable and they're very fragile. So you want to be careful when you're handling them. So we have that gasoline jetpack looking thing. And then they give you a couple extra pegs in case you need them for any of the hands. All right, let's see. And then we have this badass gun. Look at that. Look at that flamethrower, people. Look at that flamethrower. Oh, damn. Look at that. Woo. Oh, guys. Oh, I am just loving this right now. I'm telling you, this is already, I'm geeking out over this thing. I'm putting this in the top 3 favorite Hot Toys. I was asked earlier on my Instagram, because I have been selling some pieces lately of my Hot Toy collection, what were the 3 most valuable pieces in my collection that I wouldn't sell? And so I listed them, but I gotta be honest, I don't know if I could part with this thing. This is just so cool. All right, so we have the flame, which the coloring in it, they added some yellow to make it look super realistic, almost as if you were turning like a gasoline oven on or a gasoline stove. So cool. And then they also have the little cords that you're going to obviously plug from the gasoline tank into the flamethrower. So before I start messing around with that, and you guys get to see me hopefully not epically fail at this, I want to at least give you guys a look at what this flame looks like when you put it in this jet or this flamethrower. So, I mean, guys, let's see. Look at that. Oh, Hot Toys, they never disappoint. These figures take forever to come out, but I'll tell you something. They never disappoint. There's a different look at it. And so if you guys can see that, it's so cool because when they made this, they made not only the main like, I don't know how to say, like the little shot, I guess, like little like tunnel, whatever. I'm at a loss of words right now. You also get these two at the bottom, and they plug, all three of them plug right into this, right into the flamethrower, so that it looks so realistic. I mean, I have my Black Series, and I could show you the difference in detail is just insane, guys, insane. So we have the accessories, not a ton of accessories, but needless to say, they make up for the lack of accessories, the ones they did include. Now it's time to look at the figure itself. Let's look at this bad boy right here. Oh, yes. Let me take the plastic off of them. Yes. If you're going to justify spending $200+ on a figure, this is what you're going to want to. This is about as good as it gets. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Wow. I mean, the wear on the helmet and everything, try to hold it as still as I can, is just fantastic. I mean, you can see the scratches that they include all throughout the body. It's not die cast. It is obviously plastic, but it feels just like the replica helmet that I got. I mean, identical. Identical. I mean, wow. This part right here too, this little shoulder pad, is actually fabricated, which I really like. I like when they include and they mix soft goods with hard goods like this. You are too, like underneath the plastic coating in the white suit, this part of it, like this little, is mesh. So that's how you're able to bend your figure. It's actually a pretty soft material that they use. And the thing with the Stormtroopers, or any kind of trooper that they have in the Hot Toy line especially, this is true with Black Series and Hot Toys, you can't really get like a full arm rotation at the elbow joint and everything, obviously because this gets in the way, but they do make it very posable. I mean, it doesn't look like you'd be able to do much, but given the fact that the Stormtrooper is like 90% plastic armor, you are able to do a good amount of posing. So this shoulder pad, actually both of them, they have like an armband that wraps around. So like if you wanted to actually take those off and maybe try to pose your figure a little bit better, you can, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, you know, I'm never going to display them with this off, so I'm going to keep it on. And yeah, I mean, this is about as much rotation as you get, just, you know, as you're going to get in the arms. So, you know, you can put the arms up about, you know, shoulder height. These shoulder pads get in the way, which is why they make it so you can take these off. But yeah, I mean, other than that, this figure is just fantastic. I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be any bit overwhelming with the posability of it because it's a trooper, but I mean, what it doesn't have and what it lacks in posability, it makes up for by leaps and bounds with the paint apps. And so, yeah, this is just crazy. You are able to get a good amount of pivot on the ankle joint. Some Hot Toys, you can bend them all the way up, but this one is relatively standard. You can bend the knee a little bit, doing about a 90-degree bend, just like you can with the elbows. So, there's not like an abundance of things that you can do with posing it, but I mean, it's perfect eye candy in my opinion. With the head, you can do, a full rotation if you want to. It's obviously on that ball joint, so you can do like a full rotation even with the shoulder pads. He doesn't really look up or down. And again, that's just due to both the helmet and how low this bottom part drops and because of this shoulder pad. So overall, guys, if I'm going to rate this figure, I'd probably give it, honestly, an 8.5 out of 10. Only reason I don't give it a 9 is because the posability is pretty limited. But overall, I mean, I wish I had a turntable and I could just display this for you guys right here. It would be magnificent. I am going to put it together before I take questions and we get off this chat. So we do have, obviously, the standard base that they include with every hot toy. At least 95% of them. Some of the really big, bulky ones, they won't. I used to have the Age of Ultron Hulk hot toy, and that one did not have a base because it was very big and it was really heavy. So he doesn't have a face underneath. No, he does not have a face underneath. So usually, I know obviously Commander Cody and some of the clones, they have the same face, but a lot of the Stormtroopers, they will not. So there's nothing you can really do there with those. I'm going to just set him right there. And then you have your standard. For any of you Hot Toys collectors, you kind of know, the routine. I can get this off. There we go. You know that. You get the standard base with the nameplate. I don't know if you can see that. It says Incinerator Trooper. I like the metallic look that it has. Yeah, I mean, this is such a great figure. Wow. This part is a little bit confusing, that the way that they put this. This is the little stand that goes into the base. I'm not really sure. I have to read the directions on this one and see, because not all of the bases are like that. Normally, you can just stick it into a peg and then call it a day, but this one is not. This one's a little bit different. Let's see. They do have a way of. So to get this jetpack on too, you actually have to pop a lot of the figure off. Interesting. It has a little Disney Plus logo too. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. That's kind of cool. And Disney's just, I tell you, they are something else with the amount of money they bring in. So I'm gonna mess with this again. It's really fragile. I'm gonna mess with this after the chat. So for now, I'm gonna just try to pose them a little bit without the base involved, at least this part of the base. So if you get this guy or you have him and you are trying to put this jetpack on, it looks like that's why they made these shoulder pads the way they did, because you want to make sure that you're not going to crack them when you're trying to get the gasoline pad on. I always want to call it a jetpack. So I want you to pop the head off first, and here's the. I mean, if you believe me, there you go. That's what you get for the head. You don't get an official head sculpt. So you got to take that off. There's the ball joint, and then we're gonna pop that off. Nice and easy. And then looks like, let's see, they don't make you take these shoulder pads off, which is nice. So you kind of want to almost like turn them back. That way you can get a little bit more on there. And then we'll slip this on. Let's see if we can get it on there. There we go. Again, be very careful when you're doing this. And that's so cool too. This actually, the gasoline pack buckles in like a travel pack. I mean, they just really don't leave out any details, do they? Hot Toys just has done it again. So there you go. So now we have the little gasoline pack on them. So let's slip the rest of his accessories back on. Let's do this shoulder pad first. And then pop this head back on. It's really easy to get most of this stuff off too, by the way, but you do want to still be careful. Sometimes getting the head on can be a bit of a challenge as far as being careful and having to put enough pressure on it. There you go. So that's on pretty good. All right, now we'll give him the little tubes that go into it, which looks like this peg goes under here. That fits nicely. Actually, there's two pegs. And then, there we go. All right, so there we have that, and then we're gonna just take this fatter end, and we are going to, let me see something. So it does go under, okay. And then we're gonna, you can adjust these too, by the way. So if it's too loose, like this is too loose on him, you can actually adjust these like you would a regular backpack strap. Again, no lack on the detail. So let's tighten that. So there we go. So that's now tight to his body. So there we have it. I'm probably gonna want to tighten this side as well. Let's see if we can get to it. There we go. All right, so now both sides are tightened. And then I'm gonna set him on this base. See if we can get him to stand without the little peg. I've gotten pretty good at posing these, so. And keep in mind too, the gasoline pack is gonna add more weight to him, so you're gonna wanna almost lean him forward. And then we have this last piece, which is gonna be the flamethrower. And that's gonna plug in. They don't make it easy. Sometimes Hot Toys makes it to where you can pop these out. Let's see. Looks like, okay, so it does go in there. All right, so we are going to get him to stand. Place it right here. Nice. All right, there we go. So we got everything attached. We got the flamethrower with the flames on it. Now all we have to do is take his hands off and give him something that he can actually hold this gun with. Now it looks like they have him right hand dominant. So let's give him this. Let's give him one of the right hand as he's gonna hold the gun. And then he'll obviously use the left hand just as a supporting, just for like a little bit more support. So we'll just pop that hand off, comes off really easy. Pop this back on. And I'm gonna take pictures too, by the way. I'm gonna put some on my Cody's Collectibles Instagram page. And if you guys like what you see, I will post some in the Sea Cantina's Instagram page. So hopefully you guys are following us there. If you want to see some cool shots, I will be trying to get some pretty badass shots, especially with the rest of my collection. That way you guys can really see a little bit better with better light, what he really looks like. One thing I noticed too is the threading that's on this pad, that it runs along each side of this pad. Looks like it's very, very fragile. It looks like it's almost starting to fray, and it's a brand new figure. So just be mindful of that if you get this. You're gonna want to make sure to take good care of this. So let's see what we can do posing wise. Let's see what we can get him in. And obviously, because the Black Series figures are smaller, it's a lot harder when you get any kind of trooper, anybody that has a gun, to get into the poses you want them to, and to actually hold the gun. But with Hot Toys, it's pretty easy. Sometimes it's actually easiest, I've found, to put whatever accessory they have, like if it's a gun, in their hand, whether it's Black Series or Hot Toys, first before attaching the hand back to the body. So here we go. All right, and this is a pretty good hand. I think I'm going to keep this one. This one looks like it's just kind of like a standard, supporting hand. You can't really, again, with that mobility, you can't really bring him over, to get into more of a realistic pose. So that's kind of a bummer. That is where the posability becomes a little bit more frustrating. And you can see how easily these hands pop off. So you're going to want to make sure to put those on the peg really, really good. Let's see. There's almost like a handle on this. It's meant for like a supporting, kind of like a supporting hand. There we go. Like a grip, like a supporting hand grip almost. See, this is why I say to make sure to do this. Pop the hand off when you're gonna put it in a gun, and then actually attach the hand back to the body. Yeah, so this is definitely a little bit frustrating. This is where the posability becomes a little bit more of a hassle. See if I can get it for you guys while I'm here. If you need to, finagle this around too, the shoulder pad. See if we can get it now. So this is definitely where it's becoming a hassle, as you can see. So I'm going to have to mess around with this a little bit on my time to get him in a pose that I really want him to get in. And you guys will be able to see the pictures that I post. So don't worry, you won't miss out on anything. You might just miss out some more of my struggling. But other than that, yeah, this is a really cool figure. Again, 8.5 out of 10. Really love the paint apps. But when it comes to displaying it and to trying to pose it into something, this is where it gets a little bit frustrating. And this is only my second Trooper Hot Toy that I've had. So I'm still kind of new to the Troopers. But there's kind of your standard look before I get them in a cool pose or anything of the Incinerator Trooper from The Mandalorian. So, see if we can get him to stand. Doesn't even want to stand very well. It's that back again is kind of weighing him down. There we go. So there you have it. There you go. So that is what we have for today's unboxing. So for everybody that tuned in, I'm glad you got to open this and experience this. This was really cool. Yeah. Other than the posability, there's really not enough good things you can say about this figure. Other than I'm just shocked people are selling it off the way that they are. I've seen a lot of people in my buy-sell trade group selling it off. So, alrighty. Let's look and see what we have for questions. Do we have Cody? Can you eat Christian's muscles? You're gonna have to ask his fiance for that one. Yeah, she's gonna have to be the one to do it. Let's see. Gotta make that Hot Toys Darksaber for you. Yes, Christian, please do. Dude, we gotta hook it up. They're gonna make one with Moff Gideon's Hot Toy, but that's gonna be in like 2 years, and I know you can hook me up with a killer one now. I'd love to put it with my Mando too. So, all right, well, looks like we're gonna be good for the night. So, with that being said, thank you guys again for tuning in. I know it's been a little different of a week. I know it's obviously a Wednesday night, and we usually do this on Thursdays, but I had a great time, and I can't wait to do more unboxings for you. I have another Hot Toys coming in, and I'm going to do this. I want to still see. If you guys like this live stream setup when I do unboxings, I'd love to continue it. If you'd prefer me to just post a video, I can do that too. But I've got a pretty badass Hot Toy coming in next week, and let's just say that it will easily rival this Incinerator Trooper, as cool as it is. So that's all we have for tonight. Again, guys, happy Thanksgiving. All right, we can't wait to see you next week. We'll go back to our regular format, and you're going to get a double dose of the C2's Cantina next week, one of which is going to be in Galaxy's Edge. So don't miss it. Set your timers. As you know, I do the countdown on your Instagram. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this page. We still want to do that Yoda giveaway. The child, the 2 plushes, we want to give those away, but we're still not near our goal. So we need to get to 100 subscribers and 100 followers on Instagram. Okay, 100 subscribers on YouTube, 100 followers on Instagram, and then we can declare a winner. 2 winners, actually. So make sure, if you guys like what you see, you share this, you tell the world about it, tell your friends that might be interested in the same stuff, they're geeks like all of us, to come join, to come hang out on the Cantina, because we are here to give you guys some awesome content. So like always, guys, thanks again. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell as well, and we'll see you next week. Enjoy this week's episode of Mando too, by the way. I know I will.